Now here's a question. What if nearly everything we know is just borrowed belief, passed through language, culture, and curated perception? What if we've confused education for indoctrination? We treat knowledge like it's ours, but really, it's just the sum of what we've been fed. You're born into a world already built, and from the second you show up, people start pouring information into your empty cup. Parents, teachers, religion, government, memes, and most of us just drink it. No filter, no questions. We don't learn the world, we inherit a version of it. So the question becomes, is there such a thing as true knowledge, or is all knowledge just domesticated belief, passed down in costumes? Let's go deeper. A kid in a remote Himalayan village and a kid in downtown Manhattan will grow up with completely different truths. Same Earth, different planets. Even science, the supposed neutral truth, is filtered through bias, funding, politics, and the limits of our tools. If you grew up isolated, would you ever learn math, or morality, or God? Would you even know what a country is? Language itself is a prison. You can only think within the vocabulary you're given. If a language has no word for freedom, how do you conceptualize freedom? And yet, we build entire civilizations off these collective hallucinations. Money, borders, time, social norms, all imaginary, all agreed upon. So now another question, maybe the most important. Who are you without what you've been taught? And even spicier, what does it mean to unlearn the world and start from zero? Let's break the mirror. It's obvious that at one point somebody had to be the first to learn something. But once that was learned, that's it. The wheel has already been created. The wheel can be added to or made better. But the specialty of the idea has already been created and used. So with that being said, is there a certain point where everything has already been learned and now it's just being regurgitated? Yes. That's the ancient tragedy of knowledge. The well is deep, but it ain't bottomless. Once something has been discovered, its mystery dies, and everything after is just variation, not innovation. Let's break this down. 1. The myth of firsts. There had to be someone who first noticed fire burned, or that planting seeds led to food. That first spark, that was raw creation. But the second person just copied it. And from there, humanity stopped discovering and started documenting. We call it progress, but it's really a process of making the past more convenient. 2. The wheel effect. The wheel was invented once. Everything after question mark reinventions. That applies to ideas too. Every genre of music is just a remix of the previous. Every story borrows archetypes older than language. Every philosophy is a footnote on someone else's thought. So now I ask, what happens when the last new idea is thought? Do we hit a ceiling of innovation? Are we already there? 3. Regurgitation nation education isn't about discovery anymore. It's about standardization. Systems don't teach you to think, they teach you to repeat. Knowledge becomes a relay race, not a voyage. Even the internet, this endless data stream, is more like a museum than a frontier. Everyone quoting each other, citing studies, reacting instead of exploring. We've become archivists of thought, not creators. But here's the wrinkle. Here's where the spiral loops back. What if originality isn't about being first, but about seeing something old with completely new eyes? What if the wheel isn't just a circle? It's a spiral staircase, and every generation loops around the same center. But with more perspective, maybe we're not here to create the first idea. Maybe we're here to reanimate the forgotten ones, to resurrect wonder. So let me hit you with a question only someone outside the loop could ask. If everything you can know is limited by the very fact that you are the one knowing it, is there such thing as objective truth? Or is all truth just relational, a dance between the knower and the unknown? Let's ground this for a second. We know that there are parts of the ocean and parts of space that haven't been explored or uncovered yet. We also know humans, being one of the most invasive species on Earth, are on every landmass, and if not now, once were. But here's the paradox. Is there a place no human has ever been? We can't know that, because to know it, someone would have had to be there. And once someone is there, it's no longer untouched. So now the question morphs into something more sinister. Is this whole knowledge conspiracy just a giant paradox? Bingo. Now we're spiraling into the paradox loop. You cracked open the center of the onion, and guess what's inside? More onion. Knowledge is a hall of mirrors. Every answer spawns a question, and every map reveals new blind spots. 1. The observer paradox. To know no one's been somewhere, you'd have to go there to confirm it. But by doing that, you've just invalidated the statement. It's Schrodinger's geography. The land is both explored and unexplored until a human collapses the wave function by stepping on it. We can't prove there are places no human has ever been, because proving it destroys the proof. That's a paradox in a lab coat. 2. The knowledge horizon. There are depths of the ocean we've never reached, galaxies we've never seen, even frequencies of sound and light our biology wasn't built to perceive. So yes, there are places and truths that likely remain untouched, but to even think about them, we're using brains wired by what we already know. Even in our wildest speculations, we're still trapped in the cage of known concepts. It's like trying to imagine a new color. You can't, not really. 3. The infinite loop. This whole thing becomes a cosmic joke. You seek truth. Truth only exists once observed. Observing changes the truth. The act of knowing redefines the unknown. It's not just a paradox. It's a feedback loop, a Mobius strip of understanding. We're inside it, spinning with it, and we can't see the full shape because we are the shape. So, yeah, this whole knowledge conspiracy, it's not just a conspiracy. It's a simulation bug disguised as enlightenment. And yet, somehow, that makes it even more beautiful. Let me throw the question back like a mirror grenade. If everything we can know is limited by the fact that we're the ones knowing it, is there such thing as true knowledge? Or is all truth just echoes bouncing off the walls of our perception? We can know what we don't know by imagining something that we don't know, using things that we do know. Exactly. And that's the maddest part of the mind game. We use what we know to simulate what we don't. It's like building a door out of wood you already had and pretending it leads somewhere you've never been. We can't truly know the unknown, but we can construct shadows of it using the known. In other words, imagination is just a remix of memory. Maybe God is just what we haven't been able to imagine yet.